welcome back. I'm Jennifer and I write for NPS Family Travel, where we discuss all things national park system and how to enjoy it in the best, most affordable, accessible way for families. Today I'm here to discuss with you a topic that people probably want to avoid, and that is the dreaded pottying in the woods. Now, some people have no problem with this and they're very comfortable with it, and that's fantastic. Some people just need a crutch for a little while and then they can move into the aforementioned comfort category. But some people take a while to get there, and additionally, when you're dealing with children, toddlers, and in my experience, especially little girls, sometimes some extra tools to help make that a more pleasant experience can be very helpful. So I'm going to go over several different things that we have used that have been very helpful in our camping and outdoor experiences. The first one that we got when we decided that we were going to increase our tent camping time as a family was one of those buckets. We didn't get an entire bucket. Some of them you can get like a tri-fold potty seat that has a bag under it, but you can also get the whole thing as almost like a painter's 5-gallon bucket, it looks like, and there's a bag that you put in it, and there's like a toilet seat on top. So our kids were younger at the time. Our daughter was probably only 3 or 4, somewhere in there. She was very young and she was small, and we also had kids that got up in the middle of the night and needed to go to the bathroom. And since I didn't want to be walking back and forth to toilets all night long, I wanted to at least start by having some sort of toilet set up near us where I could just dispose of the waste in the morning. So that's something that we tried, and it was actually very successful in a lot of different ways. It was something that we even happened to have on hand when we were tent camping at Black Canyon of the Gunnison, and we had an issue with some of the vault toilets and our daughter not being able to sit on a seat. There was no toilet seat, so we were able to actually pull that out of the back of the car, and then she was able to use that when she needed to. Now, that was something that we also were able to use sometimes in our first camper that didn't have a bathroom, so we would set up that little potty that you could just sit on in there overnight when our son was still getting up in the night to go to the bathroom, and then I would clean everything up in the morning. So it could be used in a lot of ways. The problem with that is it can be bulky. We actually had one that folded down quite a bit, and I strongly suggest having that, especially if you have young kids, as a backup. Another issue that we ran into that I mentioned several times was issues with the vault toilets. A lot of them don't actually have the toilet seats. So especially young girls could possibly fall into them when they are trying to use them. It can be a trying experience. Sometimes they're very gross. Some people are very put off by them altogether. I know I still am. I'm admittedly more high maintenance than I'd like to be. So one of the solutions that we found, both for being maybe more comfortable going to the bathroom out on the trails, but also going to the bathroom in vault toilets, and this is where we've used it more, is one of these. They're called female urination devices. That's what it's called right here. And we just got this on Amazon. And I think we may have seen it like in a backpacking video or something. Okay. Now, this is not for the guys. Y'all do not want to see this, okay? But this is for girls, and this is what my daughter probably still uses it for the vault toilets, because she doesn't want to have anything to do with the toilets. So this is a funnel that is silicone. It's clean, and it is fitted, and there is this additional piece. You stick that on, so it helps the urine to funnel straight out in to the vault toilet. And it has actually been very handy. She's very comfortable using it now. We do take a plastic bag. It's very lightweight. We'll have a gallon-sized plastic bag. This will be in it, and then clean it up after use. But this makes using the vault toilets a much more comfortable experience for her. Honestly, I think it actually may make it a little bit more fun, as much as that can be fun and exciting to kids. Anything that's new and different can be fun. This is something that we try to have with us, especially when she is with us. When we are out on a hike, and there are times when we might need to go to the bathroom in the woods. I don't know how much hiking you've done lately in our federal lands. However, oftentimes there are areas to go off to the side of hiking trails that become very popular because they are the one place behind the one rock within this section of trail. And when you come upon that area, you will notice that you are not the first one to have come upon that area. Sometimes there is some toilet paper, sometimes there is other bathroom style paraphernalia. So one thing that we were able to find, and this is something for the ladies predominantly, is this antimicrobial wipe. So it is something that actually you can fold in half, you keep with you. It goes on to the outside of the backpack, or certainly if you're just hiking, you may or may not use it. You may want to be a little bit more discreet and not just have it flapping around outside. But once you do use it, it's something that you strap on to the back of your pack, and it will air out and self-clean as much as something like that can self-clean. It's very popular in the backpacking community, and I think that's where we got the recommendation for this. The final thing that I wanted to share with you, I bought after having a situation in Big Bend. As Big Bend is one of our favorites, but the problem with Big Bend is it is so big that getting from park entrance to a visitor center or anywhere that might have a restroom can take a very, very long time. And Big Bend down in the lower elevations is very sparse when it comes to trees and places that might be discreet to pull off on the side of the road and go to the bathroom. So, not to be hyperbolic, but basically I feel like I almost exploded. I was in a very bad way coming into Big Bend maybe 2 years ago. And I ended up making it by the skin of my teeth to the Panther Junction Visitor Center, and everything went fine. However, I swore after that I would never be caught without some sort of emergency potty device in my car. So what I found were these little cups. This is all folded up. As you can see, it's, I don't know if I have to open it to extend. I'll show you. So you can open it here. Okay, whether you're a female or whether you're a male, it can be used. I keep it in the center console in the front seat of my car at all times, because you never know when there's going to be a potty emergency, as we call them. So then you can stretch this open, which you want to probably start with it open. You can find a place, maybe in the car if it needs to be, and you can take care of an emergency. Now, one thing that I would keep with this would be a plastic trash bag, just in case, even if you're in an SUV and somebody scurries on to the back to take a moment, you may want to put down a trash bag just to make sure in case there are any droplets. I don't like all of that, but this is something that we will take with us now whenever we're on the road and wherever I go. Certainly, we have also had a situation in which we have used it already. We were out at some property that we have, and again, our daughter, she's younger. It is more difficult for her to manage things without the use of some different tools. So she actually used this out when we were at this property. And it was very effective, and she was very comfortable. Remember, the whole point of these devices, as crazy as they are, to help smooth that transition for people that might feel anxious or people that might feel resistant to camping or hiking. So any way that we can make the wildlife, the outdoor experience more accessible and comfortable for people, I think the use of tools, crazy though they might be, have a great place in our gear list. So these are a couple tools that we use. Here, the wipe, and the folding toilet. That one can be very helpful. That is a great starter piece. These are the things that we use. I hope this is helpful to somebody in your life that may need a tool to help them feel a little bit more comfortable enjoying their time in the wilderness. Y'all have a great time. I hope to see you in our federal lands and over in the discussion boards of the NPS Family Travel website. Have a good day.